Back at it again. Today's video going to be kind of a tips and tricks versus Juri. So first thing I want to start out is just I want to look at her block strings. So if she does something like that, if she does light charge, it whiffs. If she does medium charge and you just hold down back, it'll hit and you're -6. Or excuse me, she's -6. Can't really punish it, but you can take back your turn, something like that. However, if you just walk back, then all of a sudden it does whiff. So I think walking back is kind of a strong option against her. She can do some stuff to prevent that. Stuff like this. So if I'm walking back here, that fireball hits a little bit later, all of a sudden I'm -10. And if I'm just sort of autopiloting and hitting fierce here or something, right, I'll get counter hit and -9, and it's not very good. But we're kind of, we're back here. She can't really get any more pressure. She can't throw me. She can't overhead me. We're a little bit safe. The other thing she can do to keep you from walking back is not that. That's the wrong recording. Is she can press crouch medium kick. So first things first, if she does this string and you block it out, notice your plus here after blocking this low fireball, and this is the enhanced fireball. Okay, so you should always be pushing a button if she does low medium kick into this. Okay. The other thing, if you know she's going to do it, you can super this thing, which I'm having issues with right now, but you get the idea. The other thing you want to know is that you do not have to block this because there is a gap. So you can jab in between these and you just win, okay? Jab, and we're done. Now, something I do want to talk about is you can actually jab there too and trade, and she is not in range to combo the trade. She's +8, okay? And she's a little ahead on damage, but it's probably not the worst thing in the world, but she's not in range to combo from there. The only thing she can do to be in range to combo is if she does another medium punch. So from there, she could hit crouch medium kick and she could combo. But she doesn't really want to do that because if you don't push anything and she does 2 medium punches, she just whiffs in your face. Which obviously, she doesn't want to whiff in your face. So Juri's not usually going to push 2 medium punches. The other thing is, it whiffs even if you get hit. Okay. So the only way this hits you is if you do something. So she doesn't really want to hit 2 medium punches, but she doesn't really have any options that are good to stop you from just pressing there. So I think, I'm not saying you should live on it, but occasionally you should be willing to just jab yourself out and get some space. About is her knockdown situation. So pretty much all of her DPs put her in a position where she can do that and hit you with a meaty overhead that's plus on block, which is not very nice. All of these as well. Whoops, kick. They've got pretty much the same advantage. So pretty much anytime you get knocked down and it isn't a throw, you're guessing high or low. Now, if they get predictable with the overhead, you can wake up OD Gladius, which you can then cancel into level 2 or level 3 for a big chunk of damage. So I think if you have a read, that's probably what you should do. Of course, that is susceptible to lows, which of course you can beat with like OD stance, but that's not very much damage. Now granted, she's in a mix-up situation there, but you're not gonna make your living off of it. But what I'm saying is if you have a read, I think doing OD Gladius is a decent response. Otherwise, yeah, it honestly just is a guess. The other thing, she does have a throw loop. She's +3 on dash, which means yes, it is a true guess between this and this. right? So she can either throw you or frame trap you. The nice thing is if you block anything, she can't throw you again, so delay tech is decent. Obviously she can shimmy and things like that. It really does come down to you're just gonna have to jump or attack or mash or something. I mean, mashing's bad because that'll lose to most things. It'll beat delayed pressure to beat delayed tech and whatever, you know, there's stuff like that. But the thing that sucks about throw loops is you really do just have to guess right eventually. I mean, no amount of me coaching you will help that, right? You just have to guess right. And it sucks. And hopefully they do something about it, but until then, guess, noobs. Okay, one more thing. Some of the annoying stuff where she just kind of runs away and holds charge, right? So stuff like that's a decent option. Light punch, Superman punch, just throwing it out, not on reaction, but just kind of going, oh, I think you're gonna do this. You just did something, you're out of range. But there's the problem. If you try to do it on reaction, you're gonna get DP'd, right? I think from close, that's decent, right? It's harder for her to deal with. I think this is okay because it beats DI. It's kind of an expensive ask. But I think from close, just kind of throwing out quadrigas is not a bad thing to do. Okay? Throwing these out preemptively, also not bad. But if you try it again, if you try to do it on reaction, you're going to have a bad time. And the same thing goes for this. If she's doing a DP behind this, and you try to do a Superman punch on reaction, it maybe works if you're reacting really fast, right? Like, if you're reacting really quick, you can maybe do this. Kind of proof of concept here. On modern, I think this is maybe a little easier. Whoops, wrong button. Right, on modern, I think it's like, oh, she did fireball. We can hit down special, and it's okay. The other thing, but trying to do the whole motion, I feel like you're just gonna get DP'd. So it gets kind of difficult to say, oh, this is how you need to deal with this, because I don't think there is like a great option. I think you kind of want to be throwing out some of these, which isn't really punishable. You kind of want to be throwing some of those, which isn't really punishable. Okay. So you notice I have her set to this on block. I just want to point out this is -8. So if you block this, your best punish is back heavy punch, into medium punch, target combo, and there you go. The other thing I want to talk about is her options if you're doing the medium punch target combo. So obviously the normal stuff's the same. If she pushes a button, she gets hit. However, her crouching jab actually hits lower body, so it'll beat your charge, but it's also not a low, so it also beats Superman punch. So there's a timing where it will beat this, it'll beat this, and it'll beat this. Maybe not. Okay. So if she's trying to delay it, the other thing you can do is just delay this a little bit yourself. But that's kind of difficult to do exactly. The only thing I really wanted to point out is that if she does ODDP, it beats all this stuff, but it does not beat that. You're plus 31. So if you have the read that they just keep they just keep breaking out with the ODDP, you do have an answer to it. So hopefully this video is at least somewhat helpful. As always, have a good time.